Hello YouTube, it's your boy Dan the Man again with another culinary video. This time I'm going to be doing one of my favorite preservation techniques, and that is pickling. For those of you who don't know or aren't sure what it is, pickling is a preservation technique that's been used for hundreds of years, and it's the process of taking something, cucumbers, onions, beets, or anything like that, and putting it in a vinegar-based liquid to preserve it for many months, or possibly even years. And quick little story on how I first got introduced to pickling. I've said it before, I was raised in Connecticut, but I have original family from Norman, Oklahoma, my great-grandparents. And what they used to do, or what my great-grandmother used to do, is she used to do sweet pickled beets, which is actually a recipe that we put right here, along with others of her recipes after she passed away, which I will be doing majority of them. We have a whole nother box of my great-grandmother's recipes. That's what the majority of my culinary videos will be dealing with. Anyway, yeah, they used to make pickled beets, and they actually used to sell them by the case in by the jar in mason jars, or by the case. She would also do that with peach cobblers and different desserts and baked goods like that. That's pretty much how I got introduced to pickling, and how I got introduced into culinary and my love for food. That's how that began. Pickled onions, I believe, are one of the best condiments available. I believe you can't go wrong with a good pickled onion. And the stuff you need to really make anything pickled, you most likely have just sitting around in your pantry that you wouldn't think of. So, I've worked in about 4 or 5 different restaurants that have used pickled onions in multiple dishes, and they've all had different ways of cooking them. You know, using different types of vinegars, different spices. One place I just did red wine and sugar. Another place they did vinegar, bay leaf, peppercorns, and all that. And so I'm going to do my variation from what I've learned from all of those places, and see which flavor combinations I like best. So for this video, I'm going to do 1 jar of pickled onion, and I've got bay leaf. Some people, they because it's red onion, they use red wine vinegar, or they use beet juice. Me personally, my favorite is apple cider vinegar. So like I said, I'll be doing that with bay leaf, a tablespoon or 2 of sugar, peppercorns, and I might throw in a clove or 2. I'll also put in some garlic to give it a zesty flavor, and I'll see how that goes out. Actually, I know what I'll do. I won't do the cloves. I'll just do garlic, bay leaf, peppercorn, apple cider vinegar, and a touch of water with some sugar. Alright. Now, with these, what we want is to get this whole red onion into this here trusty mason jar. And so really the only way we can do that effectively is by slicing it as thinly as we possibly can. So, see, like this, that's about eighth of an inch. Now, because I am a culinary student, I will be showing you how they show us in school. Keep your hand curled in a claw shape, and you want to put the knife into this knuckle. Now what that's going to do, as you move it back, that'll prevent any fingers, thumbs from getting sliced. It's a very important technique. It's needed. And I'll probably do another video on knife skills, different cuts, and knife safety, what to and what not to do. So be on the lookout for that video in the future. Now, with pickled red onion, with the things you can do, you can put them into tacos, you can put them on sandwiches, burgers, specialty items. You can put them on salads. Pickled red onion. My apologies, that was my ringtone. It's hooked up to my speaker so I can play music when I'm not recording. My deepest apologies. As I said, that can be used for salads, sandwiches, wraps, burgers, things like that. You're going to want to do, measure out half a cup of apple cider vinegar, you're also going to want to do 1 cup of water. So, I might only put a half of this in. And the funny thing with, if you're not familiar with onions, as they cook, they will shrink. Like they will shrink in size, and you'll have a higher liquid ratio to actual onions. So, and FYI, as a side note, you don't have to cook the onions with the pickling liquid. What you could do is just bring that liquid up to heat, place the onions into your container as needed, and then once that liquid gets up to temperature, then pour it in with the jar full of onions If you do it that way, the onions will have more of a crisp crunch to them, whereas doing it like this, it's more soft and tender. Yeah. Alright, so here I have it over my pan on low heat. And you're going to want to let this simmer for 25 to 30 minutes. By that time, the sugar and the vinegar would have broken down the onions, and they will be small, and they would have shrunk due to the moisture. Alright, so I'll see you then. Hey YouTube, we're back with our pickled red onion that we were working with earlier. If you remember when we first started it and let it simmer, the red onion took about halfway full. Then, like I said, as it cooked down, it went to almost nothing. And now the red onion is very tender and smooth, which is something I like. Like I said, you don't have to boil the red onion, or simmer it, I should say, if you want that crunchy texture. Then you could just put the red onion in here, heat the poaching liquid, and then pour it on. You'd still have a crunchy onion. But me, I'm going to try it this way, nice and soft. And what I ended up doing, red onion, apple cider vinegar, sugar, water, bay leaf, and peppercorns. I didn't put any clove, I didn't put any garlic in there. And it came out pretty good. And there is still a vinegar taste, as well as there is actually a little bit of crunch. So you do still get that crunch with the onion. Flavor is very good. Into the mason jar we go. As you can see, it's got that nice, beautiful pink color, which is exactly what you want. And also, like I said earlier, if you want a deeper red, more like a maroon color, like a dark wine color, instead of using apple cider vinegar, you use red wine. Or you would use beet juice if you have any on hand. I will say, if you do try this, make sure you do be careful. It is very hot. and just pack it all down. Alright, and just like that, your very own handmade pickled red onion. Try to be smarter when pouring it so you don't make a big mess. Alright, so that'll finish up this video. It's your boy Dan the Man. Please leave a like, subscribe, and comment, please. If you have any other suggestions for videos you'd like to see, any tips for how you would do it different, please leave that in the comment section down below. Like with all my cooking videos, I'm going to start leaving the recipes in the description. Alright. And if you give it maybe an hour or two cool down, you'll probably even get a darker color for an onion. Alright. Thank you. See you later.